Time Plays Games here, coming to you with another video of Fallout 4. Happy 4th of July to all my American viewers. Sorry I was out for a couple days. I just didn't have any inspiration to build Vault 88. Because I will admit it, I built Vault 88 so many times in the past that I've kind of lost I don't know what the word I would use, but I kind of lost a good feeling of building 88. But during my time of not making videos, I did think of some ideas to continue building Vault 88. And I thought, why not I do something different with the Atrium? And what you might ask will be different? We are going to turn this entire part of the Atrium into a farming area, similar to Vault 33 from the Fallout show. So I was thinking that would be a cool thing to do. It's different, I haven't done it before, and I thought it would be cool to try with the vault. And it would be different from all the other vaults in this Fallout area, or in the Boston area, because you know all the vaults in the Boston area look relatively the same. So when I do something different. But before, I want to show you what I did do in the background. I added a little area to this room. This is the area to enter the reactor area. But you have to have clearance to go down into the reactor, because we can't have just any random person going down to the reactor and doing whatever they want. So we have a person that sits at this desk. There's a little break area and stuff for the people. Lockers to store your stuff, you know. Again, we got another thing for the vault here. Another blueprint. We got a thing up here to show you different parts of the vault. But that sort of thing. And then, of course, we got the long stairway leading down to the reactor itself. Also, I created a little room for Scruffy, the maintenance man, because he doesn't want to live in his own room in the vault. He wants to live in the reactor room. Nobody knows why. He said if this vault goes down, he's going down with it, so he built this room here. The Overseer didn't really agree with it, but I told the Overseer that you just kind of got to let him do what he wants, because he's going to fight you no matter what, and he knows what the hell he's doing. He knows how to look after this vault. So it's better to be on his good side than his bad side, because God knows what he's like on his bad side. So he put a little bed down here, a little dresser. He has a little kitchenette in here. He just started building it, so it's not completely decorated because he's just starting it. He put up these two walls to kind of divide off his area, but he's been doing pretty good though. He keeps the reactor levels decent. He makes sure there's no issues. So
I hear a lot of talk about the railroad.
Really can't fault him for wanting to live down here. If he wants to live down here, hey, all the power to him. But and the guy in charge of the whole reactor room doesn't really care either. We've all kind of grown an appreciation for Scruffy, and I think that's just how it has to be. At the end of the day, he's as much a part of this vault as we are, as everybody else, so we gotta respect that. But back to what I was saying before, I was thinking we're gonna turn this whole section into a farm area. Again, similar to Vault 33. And we're gonna build the diner kind of back towards that area over there, because the diner is gonna be part of the farm area. So, further ado, let's build this vault. Because I am literally getting tired of building this vault. I don't know, I just don't have the same energy I used to when I used to build stuff in Fallout 4. Especially Vault Tech Workshop. I have probably built, I don't know how many vaults I've built in my time, but I have built a lot of vaults. A lot of vaults. I think I've built over 10 vaults playing Fallout 4. Are those bars supposed to be on the inside? I would think they would have to be on the inside because it'd be harder to break the glass. I mean, you could still stick something through them and break it and stab somebody. So I don't know. I don't really want to get too deep into thinking about that. But yeah, I've built over probably 10 vaults. I've done this 10 times. And you can kind of see why I'm like, oh god, I gotta build Vault 88 again. But this is my first time building it on PC. Because any other time I built it, it's kind of relatively been the same. So, because let's just say I played Fallout 4 a lot when it first came out. And yeah, when you play Fallout 4 as much as I have, you kind of just, it kind of wears out on you, especially certain DLC. And Vault-Tec Workshop definitely takes the cake for being the most used DLC that I played in. And I built the vault multiple different ways. I built this vault in so many different ways that I'm just kind of like, why? Why do I keep getting myself to build the frickin' vault out over and over and over? But you know what? If we're gonna build the vault, we're gonna build it right. So, but yeah, if you ever play Fallout 4 as much as I have, which I don't know if you have or not, I have played it so many times and I built the vault so many times that I'm just kind of overbuilding Vault 88. It's still one of my favorite DLCs, don't kid yourself, but I just don't have as much as a love for it as I used to. But I think maybe doing it differently this time, I might be able to grow some of that inspiration back, because the inspiration has not been there for me with Vault 88. You know, it's Vault 88, really. What's special about Vault 88? You get to build a vault. That's about all it really is. You're just building a vault, essentially, for your settlers to live in. So, it's not really that special of a DLC, and I know I'm starting to sound a little on the cynical side here, but as you know, Myra Brown from Fallout would be saying, why are you being so cynical? Well, Myra Brown needs to realize when you build a... Could you not be right in my face, lady? Jesus. Last thing I need is you looking at me. But yeah, if you played Fallout 4 as much as I have, Vault 88's kind of just like a meh DLC. It gives me a meh feeling, like I don't know. But I still don't hate it. I would say my least favorite DLC is Wasteland Workshop. I've never liked Wasteland Workshop. I think that has got to be the dumbest thing Bethesda came out with for the Fallout game. No hate towards people that like Wasteland Workshop, but I think that's got to be the worst DLC they created for Fallout 4. Non-story wise. That's just my opinion. I don't know. I don't really like Wasteland Workshop. I think it's a dumb DLC in my opinion. But that's just me again being cynical about the DLC. But that'd be my least favorite. I'd say Vault-Tec Workshop for building DLCs is my most favorite, just because you get to build a vault. Like, come on, you're building a vault. You're building something essentially that Overseer Barstow. Ironically, you're going to see what we're going to happen, because we are going to do the Vault-Tec quest line after we build the vault, just to finish off Vault-Tec Workshop, because the only way to get the Vault-Tec pieces in the game is by completing the DLC. And the only way to complete the DLC is to do what she wants. Well, you don't necessarily have to do exactly what she wants, but you can kind of screw her over. Which we're going to. We're going to screw her over big time. I would say she's the most bland villain in the Fallout universe. The Super Mutant Master has more of a stronger presence than she does for evil. But I mean, then again, it's the Super Mutant Master. That guy was just pure evil. If anybody's ever played Fallout 1, let me know down in the comments below if you've ever played Fallout 1. I've played Fallout 1, so I know about the Super Mutant Master. But if you've definitely played it, let me know. So, we kind of got a bridge thing going on here, like a mass amount of bridges going on. Which is something I usually never do. But it's kind of like an area where you can overlook the gardens and whatnot, and you know, you don't feel like you're down below. I think it would have been a good use for this sign instead of just building a massive clinic or something like that. So this is going to be a very interesting build. Definitely will say that. But that's why I haven't uploaded in a few days, just because I've been kind of burnt out. More so with just Vault-Tec Workshop. Vault-Tec Workshop's a great workshopping mod DLC, but if you just played it as many times as I have, it will burn you out. Vault-Tec Workshop does burn you out. Essentially, you're just doing the same thing over and over and over. I remember when I first played Vault-Tec Workshop, I always kept wondering what the hell were these for, and this is what they're for. But I don't think we need to add that there. Actually, I think we can just do the corner piece here. But yeah, I remember when I first played Vault-Tec Workshop, learning how to do all the building side of things with it was definitely fun. Because essentially it was the first time we were starting out to build our vault. I don't know how much closer we can get. Yeah, we can't get any closer to that. This is good. This is okay. This is one thing that does annoy me with Vault-Tec Workshop, is these mounds of dirt. But Bethesda did that because technically there's like a gap there. There used to be a mod long time ago when this first came out where you could delete all this dirt, but it would just be like, it would be showing you what's beyond that, because in the cell, because technically Vault-Tec Workshop is an open cell, is a cell down below. I guess we could do a corner piece. Let's do that. What? Really, Tanker? You're gonna give me attitude? Missy? They have a tortoiseshell cat named Tanker, and she... every time I'm doing something, she comes over and meows right in my face. To let me know who's boss, I guess. always say my mom always tells me she's large and in charge, which that does ring true. Although I always make a joke about her. And when my mom knows it's going to be a fat joke about her cat, she's like, Tyler, whatever you're going to say, keep it to yourself if you're smart. So now I'm starting to get a feeling of how this vault's going to be built. So this massive area is just going to be our farming area, and it's kind of good that we got catwalks going through here because we can add lighting to those catwalks, which will make it a lot better for us. And then we can build our diner back here. Again, it makes the vault different because I don't think anybody's done this yet. I've actually gone extensively through Vault Tech builds that people have done from 2016 up until now. And I'm surprised with how many people that were still building with Vault Tech Workshop even after it's been out for so long. Like, it's a solid DLC. It's a solid building DLC. If you're really into building, it's definitely the DLC to get. This will be kind of like the service area back here. This will be kind of like the diner area. I like my rooms to be really big when it comes to the diner area because I always like to think, you know, you're opening up a vault in the wasteland. Like, you can tell me that half of the wasteland would want to try and get inside this vault. Oh, here we go. Here's the fun of snapping these things on there. We should probably have a support like this right smack dab in the middle. Just so it doesn't feel like the whole ceiling's just floating. Because essentially that's what it's doing, it's floating. The overseer will be like, your lack of column use is very impeccable. And I almost want to add a stairwell in here too, just so we don't have straight use of rooms. Or straight use of just catwalks. But we do gotta put up our railings though. Because where it would go is right where this column is. But the column works. Oh my god. I don't really want to remove the column just because it'll look dumb if it's not there. The only other thing I could do is remove that. Put another empty platform here. Attach a stairwell to it. Which now we got two stairwells connected to one another. But then we got this stupid platform. Because Bethesda doesn't give us anything else. So we may just have to live with how that looks. Whether I like it or not, I may just have to deal with it. At the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here and be petty about how the vault should be built, because if I get that way, then I will never be happy with the way I built this vault. I'll be just more frustrated. But I kind of want this column here just because, you know, again, we don't want the ceiling magically just floating all on its own, but this area we kind of like the eating area, and this whole huge area back here will be like the farming area of the vault. And we kind of got catwalks where vault dwellers can kind of just chill out and walk along here and be like, oh, look at all this cool stuff they got going on here. And, you know, and you kind of have the eating area right next to the area where you're farming, and it'll give it a cool feel. But just wait till I decorate it. I really got a good idea on how to decorate it, which is going to require the use of wasteland items, but I think it's going to make the farm look even more authentic, because that's the idea, is to make it authentic. So I was originally going to build something down here, but I kind of don't want to now. I actually even thought about removing the exit zone from over there and putting the exit zone down here. So the vault has essentially 2 exit zones. Because realistically, the vault, really, it should only have 1 exit zone. But I don't know. I'm kind of torn on this idea. Because essentially, if we have an exit zone right near the reactor, you're kind of opening yourself up to an attack in the reactor room. And that just doesn't sit right with me, that the reactor room is essentially open for a full-on attack. Because that's what would happen. And the reactor is like the best place to attack a vault. It's kind of like their weakest point. Because essentially, if we do a reactor room, then we got to build out these guys to kind of make a division between. Between the vault. Because originally in my first design of the Vault 88, and I actually did think about doing this, was putting a reactor room on this section of the vault. But it wouldn't have made sense because the water pump's on the other side, so that idea didn't really make a lot of sense to me. But what I was thinking is I could extend a tunnel, or a... what the heck are those things called? The utility tunnels. Now we go to the utility. Find the one with the door. We build a long stairwell leading down. Now, and another way I could do it too. Oh yeah, I can't, because the vault would be huge if I did it. Because originally, because I built the Overseer's office, that'll probably be the next thing we'll build after this, is the Overseer's office, but you could extend like a tunnel from the Overseer's office that leads on top, and then takes you kind of back down. And the only way you can access this other access point is essentially through the Overseer. But the problem is you gotta watch how much you build, because you got all these rocks in the way. So maybe what we'll do is we'll build an emergency exit, only accessible by the Overseer. Keep this little storeroom for the diner, because the diner's gotta have a storeroom for all the goods they're gonna be carrying. But what we'll do is we'll create a storeroom, essentially, for the Overseer. Maybe we'll shrink the diner a bit. Pull it up to like here. Just so it's not super huge, and it gives us the ability to do what we want to build there. And kind of, you know how like the Overseer had a direct tunnel to the entrance in Fallout 3 when you first leave Vault 101? I think that'd be a good idea for this vault. And again, I'll make it different, because that will be a tunnel only accessible by the Overseer's office. If you're not an Overseer, you cannot access that tunnel. And that's an emergency exit for the vault itself. But with that being said, I think we're going to end the video off here, because I don't want it to be super long. So I really appreciate you watching. Does that look really weird to you? I don't think it does, but maybe I need to quit second guessing myself. Anyways, I really appreciate you watching this video. I'll definitely be dropping another one fairly quickly after this one, probably tomorrow night. So stay tuned for that. Again, I really appreciate you watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. And I do apologize again for my absence, and I will try to push out as much content as I can to make up for the time I lost. But with that being said, and again, you're not obligated to, I'd really appreciate if you liked and subscribed and hit that little bell notification down below. Other than that, I'll see you in the next video, which will drop on Saturday. Bye now.